being afraid and scared. And if I don't know where, if he wanted, he will slap in my face, he will push me, he will pull my hair, and I couldn't get close to him every time I was trying to get close. And if I try to hug him or something like that, he will say that, why are you doing this? What, are you crazy? Are you sick? And I was like, no, I just want to hug you. I just want to, I was trying to do the best to be like through my day. Sometimes I didn't know, my day how it will be. Probably in the morning he will be happy, but the next morning he wasn't. I didn't know if he was coming back from work, if he will be mad or if he will be happy or what to do. So I was trying always to do the right things to make him happy, but I was miserable. I didn't know um, how to get out of the situation. And I tried to go to the gym too, and he didn't let me go to the gym by myself. So if I could go, it was with one of his sons. And I was happy when I was going to the gym, and it was times where I was going to the gym all bruised up or cut or stuff like that. And a lot of the people at the gym saw that. So that kind of helped me too at the end when I came out, because all those people were writing letters for me. And I sent all my case to immigration, and
Yeah.
they don't be afraid, because in that moment I thought they're gonna deport me, and I came here in a legal way. I had my passport, I had my visa. We used to have a visa because my dad's business, he travels a lot. So for me it was really hard to think I'm going to get deported and I'm not going to be able to come back or travel anymore for 10 years. And what am I going to do? They're going to deport me, or they're going to take me to jail, or what's going to happen with my son? Where is he going to go? So all those situations, goes into people's head, and it's hard to get out of that situation. It's hard to say, you know what, I'm leaving you. So where am I going to go? What am I
Yeah.
going to do? Where am I going
Was
to?
he was he American?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, you
Uh,
know, and I met him online. I met him online, and we talked for a year and a half,
mm,
on by mail, internet and Skype and all that. And we were friends. We were not dating in those days. So for Thanksgiving, I came here for Thanksgiving to meet one of my family members, my mom's family member. And he told me that he was living here. In those days, I thought he was living in California. And he just told me, oh, I just moved to Arizona. And so I explained where my aunt was living, and he told me, you know what, I live close to your aunt, like 20 minutes away, I can go visit. So as soon as he came visit, we started dating. And he told me, I want to date you, I want you to be my girlfriend. And that was by November. By December he proposed me. By March, we got married. So it was like all fast in the way that dating. And I didn't have time to get to know him better.
yeah.
But the beginning, he was um, controlling, and I didn't see it. So now, it's different, because now I see situations, or I see actions from men, they, if I'm going to date or something like that, and I can't see when a person is controlling, or, because I remember those situations now, and I feel like, oh, I should say something, or I should just walk away. In those days, I
Yeah.
was younger. I was 33, and I thought, well, he loves me, or he cares for me, and it was hard, but I feel like, thanks to that, I became someone completely different, and I
Yeah.
had to go. And I did work hard. I've been working hard, and I start from scratches. I did everything from dishwasher, from housekeeping, from everything, construction, everything.
Yeah. How was like your first show, like when you was on stage?
Oh, my first show. So when I went to my first show, I did four different categories, and I went to Las Vegas, and I was really excited. And the funny part is, like, I was not nervous at all. It was like if I was someone else. Uh, a lot of girls were asking me, so how many shows did you do already? And I was like, no, this is my first one. And why you're not nervous? I was like, it just feels so natural. Like, I was like this is what I want to do all my life. I always want to have muscles since I was a kid. I always wanted to do something like this. And when I started doing that, I used to model in Mexico when I was younger, so I think that helps a little bit too. So when I'm on stage, it was amazing. It was when I was there, I thought first, like, this is my show that I want to do, something that I wanted to, uh, this is my goal. And I want to say, okay, I was there on stage, I competed. But then when I start competing and I start going, through the process and all that, and then when I got on stage, and then when I saw, my first show, I had two first places, one second, and one third. And I in that those days I was 44, and I thought I was on stage with the girl with she was 23, another one was 35, and then I got, you know, second place or first place in the other one, and I couldn't believe it, because I was 44.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
and then I thought, when I was there, I did work hard for this. It took me many years of a process of healing and making changes through all these years, and then no one helped me to do that. No one was there to say. I always say, no one came to me and says, oh, let me give you a little bit more bicep, let me give you a little more of triceps, let me, this was my hard work. So when I did my first show, it was amazing. I was really happy. And then I thought, this is what I want to do. This is
yeah.
what.
Congratulations, like on like achieving that. Like it's not easy for people. A lot of people to do bodybuilding. Bodybuilding is not like a popular sport like that, and it's more of a discipline. You know,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
And not everybody can just even go on stage. Have
No.
that confidence, and so that's
Yeah, it's hard. At the beginning, it was first, the eating,
yeah.
disorder and the bad habits that I had, and then start, going through the meal plan. But thank God I'm one of those person that when I focus on something and when I want something, I will go for it. And I feel like that helps me, a lot. And I always work out. I always did exercise. My mom used to go to the gym all the time. I used to see her in the mornings, early morning, getting up before waking my brother and me up to go to
Right.
school. So she was going to the gym, coming back, and then we used to go to school and breakfast and all that, and kind of like having those memories, I think so, and habits, with seeing her. I feel like that helps me a lot too. And but as soon as I started, like, for me, like, I love chocolates and I love sodas. So it was kind of hard,
Yeah.
to see a piece of chocolate. And I remember my second show, I had a piece of chocolate that some of my friends gave me for after my show. And I was like 2 weeks before my show. And I started crying.
Mm.
And I called the coach and I say, I need a piece of chocolate. Like, can I just put it in my mouth and then just peel it, like, take it out? And he was like, no, you can't. I was like,
Yeah,
why
it
not
can be addictive.
chocolate?
Yeah, you know, chocolate. I get a little addicted with chocolate. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's hard to break that for me. I try to control myself because after a while you get sick and all that stuff, and eating too much chocolate, you get the I just yeah, that sugar, it's really addictive.
Yeah.
I can
So
imagine. Yeah.
So yeah, like I say, it's just it was a time that I was like, and I started crying. I was crying like a little girl, asking for a candy, and my coach told me, you know what, the best you can do is get some honey or get some sweet potatoes, bake it, and get 50 grams of sweet potatoes. And I was like, it's not gonna be the same. I
Yeah,
don't think it will be the same. So it was now I remember is I've been doing I did already 7 shows, and 4 of them were nationals.
okay.
And now going through the process and all that, now I'm ready. Every time, like, I feel like every time I get close to the show, so my head is like, okay, I'm not gonna eat this, I'm not gonna eat that, I'm gonna, stop my cars every other day. So I'm kind of like getting used to that. So it's not that difficult like it was at the first and second show. But I love competing. Is something that every time I go to the backstage, every time I sit there, and I see all the girls walking around, it's amazing. Plus, I was watching the interview with Vanessa, and she was mentioning that too. That all the girls are amazing and they're really nice. And I remember my first show I did. I was talking to a couple of the girls,
Yeah,
and I think most of the girls that I talked to, I can tell you that they all were coming from either domestic violence, drug abuse, sexual abuse, and more. Like, I think kind of like when I keep talking about with all the girls that they compete, we all come from some situation that
yeah,
make wanted to get out of, take that out of your head. And we end up like doing this and achieving like something completely different probably. But it's amazing seeing, that we all have a story, and we all come from something that push you to through your life to be better and get better, and do all this bodybuilding. Like, I feel like it's like you say, it's not a popular sport. And I think right now it's getting bigger into the girls, because before it wasn't like this. So I feel like it's amazing, the all the process.
yeah, yeah. Well, I was about to say, yeah, I noticed a lot of female athletes. They had like a back history of domestic violence and stuff. I've heard stories about that. Their spouse try to kill them and crazy stuff, and stuff that it could be a movie, like no jokes. Like, I'm not trying to be a comedian, nothing like that. The way it kind of remind me of Sleeping with the Enemy a little bit, where the
Yeah,
guy he's controlling, and then she decides to kind of run away, pretend that she's dead and stuff, and then he knows that she's alive, and so he follows her and stuff. And yeah, it's tough. Like, I can imagine. Like,
yeah, yeah.
wait, can I read you have some people from the chat, balls deep. Is she into we can? I notice her pentagram. Oh, oh, I didn't even notice that. Okay, balls deep. And
I'm
then
more into
he,
spiritual things.
huh?
I'm more into the spiritual things, like
Oh, okay,
yeah.
okay.
But it's
Then he,
not a pentagram.
okay. That's not a pentagram. That's a, oh,
It is the star, but it has the Jesus name in Hebrew.
oh,
And
okay. Got
yeah,
you.
where it means that where the bad and the good uh heals, like get together and heals.
Okay. Then we got who trains her. So do you have a coach?
Yes, I have a coach. So my coach, I've been with him for 5 years. He is in Mexico, and he
Mm-hmm.
was a friend of mine, and he used to first train people for like a boot camps and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I talked to him at first. I started seeing his wife was overweight, and in a year, she became a monster.
Mm,
So I talked to him and I say, you know what? I want to start competing. Do you think you can help me? At first, he told me yes, and we start training and all that. When I got to my competition, he did apologize to me and told me, I'm sorry, I want to apologize. You did amazing. I knew at first I didn't know if you were going to do it because you're far away. I'm here in Mexico. You are far away. We just doing video chat, and then we just you just send me pictures. I thought at first that you probably were quitting because we had another girl that she was in California and she
mm,
quit 3 weeks before the show. She told him, I'm not gonna make it. I can't do this.
mm.
But when we finished, he told me, I'm really proud of you. And he's been really good coach to me. Like, he knows my body perfect. So every time I say, let's go bulking, I start seeing changes right away. Every time we say we're going to start cutting, we see changes right away. And he's been, he knows my body already. So at this point, I'm kind of afraid to switch, for another coach.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool that you still sticking with him. You got all the rage George Page. Hey, folks, and Mariana, do you feel discipline is important to your process?
Yes, it is. It is. It was really important in the way, like in my eating disorder. For me, I'm not gonna lie to you. My days, like if I was eating a piece of chocolate with a soda, I was good for the rest of the day. So
Yeah.
if I something, I didn't eat anything, and if I was eating something, I was feeling guilty